An upset out in League One as Hull City lose to Blackpool, which dents their automatic promotion hopes. But what about the Tangerines? Are they dark horses for the playoffs? We'll take a look at it next. Today we'll take a look at Matchday number 19 out in League One, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, League One related. Whoa, football, we're going to know here on the Roverseas. That's right, of course, games coming thick and fast, left, right, and centre. I just can't keep up the heat. But one thing that's making me keep up the heat is the bloody patrons. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel behind the scenes. I do appreciate it, especially when it's like the thickness of the old madness festive period where games are coming at me bloody ears. They're bloody coming all over the place. But yes, I do appreciate that. We're trying to get up to 25 patrons, and if you could be that special one that gets us over the line, I'll give you a big fat thumbs up, and of course you become my latest brother from another mother. But anyway, if you are interested, there's a link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. So let's get into it. Of course, take a look at of the next round of matches out in League One. But before then, let's take a look back at, of course, how we all got on in this past weekend's action then, shall we? Of course, it's actually midweek action. Of course, the next one is this weekend. It just keeps on coming. Kicking it all off, it was Gillingham against Accrington Stanley. It took place on Tuesday, bloody night. It was a 2-0 win for Accrington Stanley. Colby Bishop on the score sheet there for Accrington Stanley, as did Leon Charles, getting themselves the big fat 2-0 win. I went with Gillingham on this one. Shame on me, shame on me. I thought just Accrington are actually dark horses themselves to get into those, to sneak into the playoffs and maybe even push for Championship football. Wickham have done it. Can Accrington be the next underdog to get themselves through? We'll have to wait and see, of course. Next up is that match, Blackpool against Hull. I actually went with a 2-2 draw on this one. I did anticipate a bit of a hiccup here for Hull. I didn't think they'd go all out and lose. Malik Wilkes on the score sheet, Reece Burton on the score sheet as well, with Jerry Yates, Kishy Anderson and CJ Hamilton on the score sheet for Blackpool. Actually with a 2-2 draw, not too bad, but not good enough. Meanwhile, Crewe Alexandra did beat Plymouth 1-0. Of course, big result that actually 1-0 was my pick, 2-1 was the final score. My pick's on the left, the real deal's on the right. So Crewe actually won that one 2-1. Charlie Kirk on the score sheet, Owen Dale as well, Luke Jepcott getting Plymouth a share of this, well, a goal to get himself back into it, but ultimately not good enough. Meanwhile, Lincoln City, they did lose to Shrewsbury. Another surprise there. Shrewsbury, a good couple of wins them on the bounce now, as they maybe try to climb the table themselves. Sean Wally on the score sheet there for Shrewsbury. Actually with a 2-0 win for Lincoln, not good enough. Sunderland, not good enough either, only getting a draw at home. Of course, Lee Johnson pulling the strings these days against AFC Wimbledon. Joe Piggott from the penalty spot, and then Bailey Wright late, or midway through the second half, should I say. Give us Sunderland a share of the sports. I won with a 3-0 win. I thought it was the game changer. I thought Lee Johnson could be the man. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Wigan, though, coming crash back down to earth as well. 5-0 drubbing by Rochdale, of all teams. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Kawando Bar on the score sheet, Matthew Lund, Stephen Dooley as well. Alex Newby with a couple of goals there to wrap it up. 5-0, Cherry on top, away day victory. I went with 2-1 win for Wigan, and a lot of you guys did too. With Doncaster Rovers did beat Swindon 2-0 was my pick. 2-1 was the final deal on that bad boy. I could tell you the scores on that as well. Just Reece James with a couple of goals there, and Delang Jasmine Mimi on the score sheet for Swindon. It's easy for you to say, brothers. 2-1 win for Doncaster. I went with the 2-0 win myself. Charlton against Bristol was postponed. COVID, I think. I went with a 3-1 just in case. Ipswich Town against Burton ended up as a 2-0 win was my pick. 2-1 was the final deal on that one, as Lambert's boys tried to define the odds there. Kiernan Bennett's on the score sheet with Emery Hughes as well. Joe Powell on the score sheet for Burton. And yeah, not too bad there. Keynes Dons against Peterborough ended up all square. 1-1 in the end. I went with the 2-1 win for Peterborough. I just don't know about Peterborough these days. Justin Clark Harris on the score sheet with Karen Jerome, giving MK Dons a share of the spoils. And into the final two here, Oxford, big winners over Northampton Town, 4-0 winners there. Oxford United to start climbing the table as well. Matthew Taylor with a couple of goals there. Olamide Shidabobo and Daniel Agai as well on the score sheet for Oxford, 4-0 win. Actually with a 2-0 win. Now Portsmouth against Fleetwood was a 0-0 ball draw. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here, of course. Got myself 2-4, not great really, but I think not much people did better out there. Of course, take a look at the table as it stands. Hull still leading the charge. Portmore in second spot, looking looking good themselves. A level on second point, or 32 points, alongside Peterborough, Lincoln, and Ipswich Town. It's that tight at the top. Doncaster into 6th spot, just 4 points off the top as well, as are Charlton, Accrington, Stanley, Sunderland, Fleetwood, and are in the top 10. As for Burton, Wigan, Swindon, Shrewsbury, they're going down as it stands, but we'll see. Of course, there's plenty more games still, but not even at halfway yet. Not even halfway. Of course, there's not even halfway in the old prediction league. Of course, get into that as well if you want to get into it. There is a prize at the end of it, actual physical prize, not a digital prize, physical prize. We'll talk more about that probably later. Not to 4 in your shit-based gang, 5-9 straight-faced club, 10 plus in top bins. There's probably none of those. But anyway, not to 4, that's me. Absolutely garbage. Let's take a look at you guys then. STFC Jenko, you did poop just like me. Anna Rana did okay. The default face, he did poop. Shepherd also did ghastly, but it's okay. I'll give you a round of applause just because I love you, as I do Nathan Eve as well. Chris Heary did poop. Omar Esquivel, he is a patron. I'll give him a bit of a round of applause. I missed it. I missed the sticker. But anyway, Olachi Ocho also did a bit of it well indeed, but did poop really. Oliver Army, not too bad. Cody Cahoe also did shocking. Gaming Charlie did poop, and Finn Luke also did poop. Meanwhile, okay, he's not okay. Jonathan Sandham, he did shocking. Ultra Omira also had a nightmare, as did Vincent Hong and Russell Frost. Shocker Rooney. Yannick Buster did poop. LG and Cow shocking, but he's back. Joachim Jacobson also did ghastly. As you can see, a lot of red face knocking about. Not a good week, or midweek anyway for picks. Close your eyes, Ultra Omira. Default profile photo. Shut your face. Don't even look at it. But Anna Rana, 7 out of 12. That's an impressive scoreline compared to everybody else. Is it dubious? I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, the patrons, of course, scattered in amongst that. If you are interested in becoming the latest member of the gang and become, standout material just like these guys, get in the old description, patreon.com/Roverseas. But how about the overall leaderboard? This is, of course, your kingpin or queenpin. Who is it? Who is it going to be? Well, it is Russell Frost at the moment on fractional margins. Better off than Joachim Jakobsen, who's also in second spot there. 44% success rate. They're both of those two. But Russell Frost just edges it at the moment. Omar Esquivel not too far away either, as is STFC Janko. Finn and Luke, Jonathan Sandham. Okay, creeping up there into 5th spot, but again, lots still to be had on this one, so we'll see how you all get on next time around. So let's take a look at it. Of course, that next round of matches is going to kick it all off on Friday night. It's Hull City against Portsmouth, of course. It's first against second. Goodness gracious me. Let's take a close look at this one. They played each other in the past 49 times, 12 wins for Hull, 17 wins for Portsmouth, and 20 draws. The last 6, though, sees 2 wins for Hull, 3 for Portsmouth, and 1 bloody draw. Of course, last time out was at Fratton Park, was a 2-win win for Portsmouth. But however, last time they played each other at the Kazam, the KCOM. That was 1-0 win for Hull back in 2011. It's been a while, back in the Championship, of course. Robert Corrin on the score sheet for Hull. Luke Varney got himself sent off. Heading into this, though, Portsmouth actually kept a clean sheet in the last 3. Portsmouth also scored at least 2 goals in 6 of the last 7 away matches. They're looking very good. They're unbeaten in 4, picking up 3 wins and a draw to boot. Meanwhile, back-to-back defeats for Hull, not looking good at the moment. Losing to Shrewsbury and, of course, losing to Blackpool the other day. A quick look at the situation out in the bookies then, shall we? We have Hull 30-10 for the victory, 90-10 is your Portsmouth, 5-2 is your draw, of course. A win for either these two sides. Guess what? You're going to be top of the pops, boys. Who do I think is going to be top of the pops? Well, to me, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, which opens up the doors for maybe even the likes of Ipswich, Lincoln, or Peterborough to go top of the pops. Next up, we have Rochdale taking on Gillingham, of course. Let's get into it. They played each other in the past. I'll tell you now, they played each other in the past 22 times. 6 wins for Rochdale, 8 wins for Gillingham, and there's been 8 draws as well. The last 6, though, sees 2 apiece and 2 bloody draws, of course, including a draw last time out at Spotlands. It's up here, lads. It's up here. 2-2 draw in the end. Back in January 2020, Ian Henderson on the score sheet, Stephen Dooley as well. Jordan Roberts, a couple of goals there for Gillingham last time around. Rochdale have actually failed to win their last 6 at home, but they come into this 1 win in 3, 2 wins in 5, 2 wins in 6 if you want to look at it that way. Meanwhile, 3 defeats on the spin for Gillingham, of course, including games in the Papa John's Trophy. A quick look at the situation out of the bookies then. 6-4 for Rochdale, 12-5 is your draw, 17-10 is your Gillingham on this one. Gillingham come to this, they're all the way now in mid-table, 13th spot, but a win for them. They could actually go as high as 11th, whereas Rochdale are on the climb themselves, 16th at the moment, and a win for them. They could actually go as high as 14th in the bloody league. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Gillingham on this one. It might not be good, though. I think you should probably go the other way with Rochdale. It's tight, though. Airtight. Of course, 2 teams are on the climb at the moment. It's Accrington, Stanley, and, of course, Blackpool. Let's get into this one, then, shall we? Where the bloody hell is it? There it is. Played each other in the past. According to my knowledge, they played each other 7 times. 2 wins for Accrington, 1 win for Blackpool, and 4 draws indeed. The last 6, these 2 wins apiece, and 2 bloody draws, of course, including a draw last time around in Accrington, which was early in the campaign, actually, in the Papa John's Trophy. It was a 1-1 draw. However, last time they played each other in in the league, and Accrington in League One was also a 1-1 draw. That's back in 2019. Curtis Tilt with a big fat OG, Matthew Virtue Thick with a big fat a goal for Blackpool on that one. Actually undefeated in the last 5 at home, scoring at least 2 goals in the last 4. They come into this just 1 defeat the past 6. Same can be said for Blackpool, 1 defeat the past 6. 2 teams on a bit of a climb at the moment, making a push for the top 6, I think. Accrington standing 90-10 for the W. 12-5 is your draw. 11-8 is your Blackpool on this one. Of course, Blackpool coming to this in 12th, and for them, they could actually go as high as 8th, which is Accrington standing sitting in 8th. And for them, guess what? They could go as high as second in the bloody league. Is that right? Goodness gracious me. I'm going to go with a draw on this one. I like both of these 2 sides. The 2 northwest sides. I'd like to see them do very, very well for themselves, and hopefully they can make the top 6. We'll have a good representation in the top 6 for the players. Next, though, we have Wimbledon up against Crewe, another northwest side there. Wimbledon are in 14th, Crewe are in 11th. Let's take a closer look at this one then, shall we? Played each other in the past, according to Marbrain, they played each other in the past 2 times, actually. Just 1 win for Wimbledon, nothing for Crewe, and 1 draw, of course. Last time out at Wimbledon was a 3-1 win for Crewe. Did I say 1 win for Wimbledon? I meant 1 win for Crewe, nothing for Wimbledon. Of course, last time out it was in 2011 in League 2. Nick Powell on the score sheet for Crewe. That Nick Powell, yes indeed. Adam Dugdale as well, with AJ Litch-Smith on the score sheet for Crewe. Christian Jolly on the score sheet there for Wimbledon. That was back in October 2011. Heading into this, Wimbledon have actually scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 at home. Crewe just 1 defeat the past 5 of them. That was against Hull in the Papa John's Trophy. Meanwhile, Wimbledon just 1 win in the past 4. That was also in the Papa John's Trophy against the Arsenal Academy, I believe. Yes, it was. Get it in your veins, lads. Get it in your veins. Of course, heading into this, Wimbledon 30-5 for the W. 5-2 is your draw. Even Stevens is your Crewe on this one. Heading into this, Wimbledon are 14th spot at the moment, and for them, they could actually go as high as 13th in the table. Whereas Crewe come into this in 11th, and for them, guess what? They could go as high as 8th in the bloody league. I'll go with a 0-0 draw on this one. Another ball draw. That's right. Next up, we have Bristol Rovers against Oxford. Or do we? I believe this one could be postponed, but we're going to ride into it just in case it does take place. Just because there's a miracle amongst them. But anyway, they played each other in the past. Bristol Rovers against Oxford. How many times? I'll tell you what, how many times. They played each other a whopping 41 times. 17 wins for Bristol Rovers, 14 wins for Oxford, and 10 bloody draws. Of course, the last 6 sees 3 wins for Bristol, 2 for Oxford, and 1 bloody draw. And that draw was last time out in Oxford, in the Kazam, back in the Papa John's Trophy earlier in the campaign. Last time out in Bristol, though, it was a 3-1 win for Bristol. That was back in August 2019. Goal scorers on the day: Ed Upson, Johnson Clark Harris, and Tom Nichols on the score sheet, with Ben Woodburn on the score sheet for Oxford. Heading into this, though, Bristol Rovers on a good bit of form, actually winning 4 of the past 5. The hiccup was only against Gillingham at the start of December. Meanwhile, Oxford unbeaten in the last 5 for them. 3 draws and 2 wins to boot. However, of course, games not taking place. No odds on this one. But if it was to take place and a win for Bristol Rovers, they would go from 18th all the way up to potentially in 14th spot. Oxford also in and amongst that area, and a win for them, they could also go as high as 14th for the league. I would have went with a 2-1 win for Oxford on this one, but guess what? It's not taking place. Next up, we have Burton Albion against Doncaster Rovers. Let's get into it. Of course, played each other in the past. How many times? Of course, according to my 9 times. 1 win for Burton, 3 for Doncaster, and 5 draws. The last 6, though, sees 1 for Burton, 1 for Doncaster, and 4 bloody draws, including a draw last time around at the Keep Moat. However, last time played each other at Burton was a 1-0 win for Burton back in 2018 in August, of course. There was a 1-0 win. Liam Boyce on the score sheet for Burton. Heading into this, though, Burton have actually failed to win 15 of the last 16 matches in League One. Doncaster actually won their last 3, scored at least 2 goals in those last 3. They come to this winning 5 of the past 6. That was the only hiccup was a defeat to Hull. They are one of the informed teams at the moment. Meanwhile, just won 1 win in the past 6 for Burton. However, they've actually just lost 1 for the past 5, and that was, of course, 3 draws in amongst that cluster of games for Burton. Heading into this, though, the bookies' odds on this one. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Burton Albion against Doncaster Rovers. We have 11-5 for Burton, 12-5 is your draw, 6-5 is your away win. That is, of course, Doncaster. Doncaster coming to this in 6th and win for them. Guess what? They could go 2nd in the table. Burton are still struggling, 13 points on the board, but a win for them. They could go above Swindon into 22nd spot. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Doncaster to keep on keeping on. Next up, though, we have Fleetwood Town against Wigan, of course. Played each other in the past. Yes, they have. They played each other 5 times in the past. 1 win for Fleetwood, 4 wins for Wigan, and no draws, of course. This is the time for a draw. They played each other last time out at Fleetwood. Was a 3-2 win for Fleetwood back in September 2020. That's early in the campaign. It was a 3-2 win for Fleetwood. Last time they played each other in the league was a 4-0 win for Wigan. That was, of course, back in April 2018. Heading into this, Fleetwood beaten in 3 games, picked up 2 wins and a draw in all competitions. Meanwhile, Wigan just 1 defeat the past 3 for them, and that was, of course, a heavy defeat against Rochdale just the other day. Meanwhile, look at the situation out in the bookies on this one then, shall we? Fleetwood are 7-4 on for the victory, 65 is your draw, 92 is your Wigan on this. Of course, Wigan coming to this second from bottom, but a win for them. They could actually go as high as 21st in the table. Fleetwood are are in 10th at the moment, and win for them, they could get into the top 6 and maybe get back into that playoff discussion again. I've gone with the 3-1 win big on this one. Fleetwood in the end. Northampton taking on Lincoln Town. Lincoln bloody city. Shame on me. Played each other in the past. How many times have they played each other in the past? I'll tell you, they played each other in the past 15 times. 5 wins for Northampton, 3 for Lincoln, and 7 draws. Of course, the last 6 though sees 2 wins apiece and 2 bloody draws, including a draw last time around, which was in Lincoln back in League 2. However, last time they played each other in Northampton was a 1-0 win for Lincoln. That was, of course, back in August 2018. Matt Green on the score sheet for Lincoln City. Northampton have actually failed to score in 6 of the last 8 home matches, whereas Lincoln have actually kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 away. However, it's back-to-back defeats for Lincoln, losing to Sunderland and Shrewsbury. It's back-to-back defeats for Northampton, losing to Crewe and Oxford. Of course, 2 teams looking to get back into winning ways and get back into points on the board. Northampton come to this in 20th, and win for them, they could actually go as high as 14th in the table. Lincoln City come into this in 4th, and guess what? They could go top of the box with a big fat W, and of course, the window is open for them to take it, and guess what? They'll make their statement of intent there with a 1-0 win over Northampton Town. Peterborough, though, also have an outside shot with a top spot there, as do Ipswich, of course, as they lock horns here at Peterborough. Played each other in the past. It is, how many times have they played each other in the past? I'll tell you how many times. They played each other 14 times. 6 wins for Peterborough, 2 for Ipswich. And I think there's 6 draws as well. Yes, there is. The last 6, 1 win for Peterborough, 2 for Ipswich, and 3 bloody draws. Last time out at Peterborough was a 1-1 draw back in the Papa John's Trophy back in 2019. Last time out at the league was in League 1 back in 2019. It was a 2-2 draw as well. Ivan Toney on the score sheet, Mohamed Issa as well. James Norwood and Luke Chambers giving Ipswich some goals on that one. Peterborough actually won 11 of the last 13 matches at home. Is that right? Yes, it was. Of course, they're actually unbeaten in 3 now. Of course, Ipswich just 1 defeat the past 4. That was against Portsmouth, of course, in a table-topping match then. Look at the situation out the bookies on this one then, shall we? Peterborough 4-3 on for the victory, 11-4 draw. 7-2 is your away win. Of course, either win for either of these 2 sides, guess what? They could go top of the pops. Of course, they got to deal with Lincoln City, put the statement of intent themselves. I've gone with a 3-1 win for Peterborough on this one. Lincoln struggling, Ipswich, of course, failing to get to deliver the points. Next up, we have Plymouth Argyle taking on MK Dons, of course. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Plymouth Argyle taking on MK Dons, of course. Played each other in the past 8 times, 5 wins for Plymouth, 2 wins for MK, and 1 bloody draw. The last 6, though, last 4, should I say, 3 for Plymouth, 1 for MK, and no draws, of course. Last time out at Plymouth was a 1-0 win for MK Dons back in 2017 in League 1. I was on the 9th of the 9th, 2017. Aidan Nesbitt on the score sheet with Graham Carey, who I believe is still out in Bulgaria, getting himself sent off for Plymouth. Plymouth actually lost the last 6 at home, or actually last 6 at home and away, conceding only 2 goals in 7 of the last 8 matches as well. 4 defeats on the spin for them, just 1 defeat about 6 for MK Dons. That was against Accrington Stanley at the start of December. Look at the situation out of the bookies then, shall we? Plymouth 15-8, 12-5 is your draw, 7-5 is your MK Dons. MK Dons coming to this in 15th. Plymouth coming to this they're also in 19th at the moment. Absolutely free falling down that table. Probably the worst form in the division at the moment. I like Plymouth, I really do. I don't think they'll get anything out of this. I think they'll get a point, but that's pretty much it. All they could hope for. Next up, there was Shrewsbury Town taking on, of course, Sunderland, of course, heading into this bad boy. They played each other in the past 12 times. 1 win for Shrewsbury, 8 wins for Sunderland, and 3 draws. The last 4 sees 1 win for Shrewsbury, 2 for Sunderland, and 1 bloody draw. Last time out in Shrewsbury was a 1-0 win for Shrewsbury back in October 2019. It was a 1-0 bloody win in League 1 as well. Goal scorer Jason Cummings, Sock Boy's at it with a big fat goal there for Jason Cummings. Shrewsbury have actually drawn their last 4 in the division, of course. Sunderland undefeated in the last 8 away, and they come to this looking okay. Just 1 defeat the past 6 for them, losing to Wigan at home. Meanwhile, on the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 6 for Shrewsbury in all competitions. That's losing to Lincoln City in the Papa John's Trophy. So Lincoln City on the climb at the moment. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Do we have bookies odds on this one? I don't think we do. Do we? We don't. We don't have the bookies odds, but anyway, look at the situation out in the league. Sunderland are in 9th, and win for them, they could go as high as 6th in the table. Shrewsbury are on the climb, 21st spot at the moment, and win for them, they could actually go as high as 15th in the table. I've gone with a 2-1 win for Sunderland. It'll be difficult, awkward, but guess what? They'll get the W, and they'll keep on moving on. And wrapping it up, I believe it'll be Swindon Town up against Charlton. Now, they've played each other in the past 38 times, 10 wins for Swindon. We have 19 wins for Charlton and 9 bloody draws, of course. The last 6 sees 3 wins apiece, no draws. Last time out at Swindon was a 3-0 win, 3-1 win for Charlton back in 2020, earlier in the season, actually, in the League Cup. Macaulay Bonne with a goal there. Charlie Barker, Chuxaniki on the score sheet as well. Johnny Smith on the score sheet for Swindon. Macaulay Bonne on the score sheet, when was that then? because he's now a QPR man. Was it before the transfer deadline? I don't know. Last time out at Swindon, though, was a 3-0 win for Swindon back in 2016 in League One. Morgan Fox with a big fat OG, Lloyd Jones, John Goddard on score sheet for Swindon. Heading into this, Swindon actually lost the last 4. Swindon failing to score in 5 of the last 7 as well. They come into this, though, 4 defeats on the spin. Meanwhile, Charlton just one loss to the past 4. That was against MK Dons in Didio. Do we have bookies odds on this one? I think we may have. It's 11-5 for Swindon, 6-5 is your Charlton, 12-5 is your draw. Charlton coming to this in 7th. Got a couple of games in hand on them, but a win for them. They could go 2nd in the table. Swindon, though, coming to this in 26th spot, and a win for them. They could actually go all the way up to 15th in the table. You might just be able to nick it. No, you can't. It's 2-0 win for Charlton in the bloody end. That's what I think will happen in matchday number 19 in League One. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early. And if I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like. It will be Hull City top of the pops, Peterborough in 2nd, Lincoln City 3rd. That is Portsmouth in 4th. It says follow us on Instagram. I am on Instagram, but that's not really me. It's just a glitch in the old thing. Doncaster at Charlton make up your top 6. Burton, Wigan, Swindon, Shrewsbury going down as it stands, of course. Yeah, be sure to give the video some love in. Of course, be sure to get your picks in nice and early for that prediction league. And we'll be back, of course, for the next round of matches, which aren't too far away. They are coming thick and fast. There's no stopping me now. Goodness gracious me. I'm absolutely losing my hair because of how many games that's going on. But anyway, be sure to give the video some love in. Smash thumbs up. Check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram as well, of course. If you want to become the latest member, brother or mother or father or shother of a mother, becoming the latest member of the Patreon gang, check the link down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. I'll see you all very soon. Be sure get your picks in nice and early. Until then, though.